No, 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 no. Risco stood up out of her chair, reacting even before Chiho and Rise could. The rest of us looked at her in shock. Chiho and Rise turned in unison, staring at Risco. She had beaten them to the punch once again. Feeling their eyes on her, Risco blushed and ducked her head. Well, I think they already rejected that line of thinking. It doesn't really have any direct bearing on the cultural festival or athletic festival, so I think we should rethink our next plan. I like how Parabel's so carefree. As long as I'm up here, I'm good. I think I burst out in giggles while Risco glared at her. Risco, don't worry. I looked straight into her eyes. I'm done playing boyfriend. It must have seemed strange to those around us who didn't know the situation, but I wanted to make it clear to her. If I got close to another girl, Risco would get jealous. That wasn't just me being ignorant. It was true. Now that I know that, I didn't want to let it happen again. Her mother stepped inside and immediately looked around. Risco didn't affirm or deny the request, but her mother seemed to take silence as acceptance. You live in Vesnes. It doesn't get out. And plus, clearly your daughter knows the guy better than you do. It seemed how with the real coincidence, you didn't know the crazy fiancé was trying to hurt her. And was actually a psychopath. Oh, my head. Her mother nodded. I think that's Risco's choice whether to change the frickin' schedule, not you. Again, it sounds like she knows him better than you do, Miss Dragon Lady. My despise for this woman is... I despise for this woman is beyond anything. I despise arranged marriages. Let's just make that clear. She doesn't even care for her daughter's marriage. It's like, look at her. She's sad and depressed. She doesn't want to do it. Yet, with that, she left the room. Let's go lay down on her bed. I about to say my bed for a second. Hugging her rabbit plushie. That word, marriage, hung heavily on her shoulders. It didn't seem real. Of course, she didn't want to do it. But maybe that depends on the person. She tried to imagine her groom being Messiah. So her imagination took wings and got her mind off of it. At least for a little while. Led by Sister Mishima, Briscoe took a seat. Sister Machina laughed at a little. Briscoe nodded slightly. Briscoe turned her eyes down, her face red. Her neatly folded arms began to fidget. She realized it was the first time she had ever spoken to someone about love. That was only natural, though. It was the first time she had been attracted to a boy. Sister Mishima waited patiently as Briscoe struggled with what to say. At last, Briscoe whispered quietly. Even Sister Mishima was expected that. She ranked rapidly.
からでした。以来月に一度のペースで顔を合わせているのですが、全然気が進まなくて、この人と本当に結婚するのかしらなんて実感も湧かない状態なんです。もともとはそれでお御堂に来るようになっていました。というと気が静まりますから。
Just go smile silently.
聖書を読んだり、ここの雰囲気に触れたり。でもそうしたところで何か問題の一つでも
Trying to keep a straight face.
単なる逃げに過ぎないと自分でも分かっていました。それでもまだ私はいいと思っていたんです。いいというと、結婚をしたとしてもです。でも今はダメなんです。今は恋を知ってしまったから。私、ルリ子様が羨ましくて。ああ、そういえばルリ子にも許嫁がいたんでしたね。ここまで押しかけてきて、あの時は大変でした。あの時の様子、私もつぶさに見ていました。ルリ子様は最後は自分の意志で望まない結婚をはねのけたんです。それが私、羨ましくて眩しくて。逆に言うと、律子は自分にはそれができないと、そう思っているのですか？律子。
Sister Mishima took her hand gently. It was warm and soft.
神や書物ではなく、自分を信じましょう。
So,
シスターがそんなこと言っていいんですか？
believe it or not, yes.
相手によって言い方を変えるというのが大人の知恵ですよ。律子にだって意志がある。そうではありませんか？はい。ただ私、これまでずっとらしさを意識して生きてきて。らしさ？両親が望む私の姿です。このままではいけないと頭では分かっているのに、いつの間にかレールの上を歩くことに慣れてしまったみたいで。レールですか？今はきっと分岐点に来ているんだと思います。
Risco thought back on the board game they played on the night of the hurricane.
これまで通り結末も分かっている後、そしてもう一方は、ちなみに律子が好きな人というのはやっぱり分かっていましたか？まあ男子といえば彼だけですが、もちろんそれだけではありませんよ。マサヤ君、素敵ですものね。はい、律子、一人だけで強い意志を持つのが難しければ、彼に手助けを借りてみるのはどうかしら。手助け？マサヤ君に事情を話してあるの？いえ、そんな、とても言えません。それはどうしてって、だって嫌われてしまうかもしれないし。でも私は逆に律子の力になってくれるのではないかと思います。根拠はこれまでの彼の行動や言動から、なかなか頼りになる男子だと思いますが、どうでしょう。
A memory surfaced in the back of her mind the time that they went off together to save Ayaka. Although they had gone together so much that she had gone along with him, and that she thought about, maybe that was the moment that she had fallen in love with Messiah. Although at the time, watching him carry Ayaka up the mountain, all that she had felt was sympathy for Ayaka.
そうですね。
Risco nodded.
折を見てマサヤ 相愛の仲なら私よりも誰よりも近い。
Sister Machino released her hand.
私がまた何かあったら遠慮なく言ってください。シスター、私はいつだって迷える子羊の味方ですから。
Ally. Her sister had said the same thing before. Kanomi had been there for her too. Most importantly, Messiah had told her precisely how he felt. She really was blessed. That environment had made her soft, but she had to be stronger than anyone if she wanted to make her own destiny. Because here's the thing. This is one of the many things I believe. There is no such thing as fate or destiny. I do believe in coincidences. Coincidences always happen all the time. And nothing is ever certain. Again, the main reason why I do not want my name to be Messiah. And plus, imagine how that's sounding. Welcome, this is Anime Messiah. that would sound really bad. Then my character would be a freaking would probably be a Jesus or something, or I could probably take my character's face from this game and then use it, but guess it is my face, so. So the cultural festival tomorrow, huh? I'm seriously excited. Saturday after class, we're sharing a leisure lunch and chatting. I know, it's just been a long time since I got to participate in a cultural festival. It did, but I had a part-time job and it was on Sunday, so you know. Yeah. Risco sounded as upset as if it were she she who hadn't gone. Guess, well, I don't have any friends at that school anyway, so it probably wouldn't been no fun if I'd gone. Vesna's cultural festival sounded like it was no different from a normal cultural festival. Regardless of the contents, just getting to experience that atmosphere would be more than enough to satisfy me. Oh yeah, she's also one of the people that you can go out with in W Happiness. By the way, developers, waiting for that to be on Steam. If you put it on Steam, I will buy it immediately and play it all the way through. I will not record it though. That will be my personal time. It isn't that. I actually rather have some guys around. I can just relax easier around guys. I've gotten used to it by now, but it still felt strange being the only guy in a crowd of girls. That way I really would like it if we could have had outsiders, but I can't change that now. Wow. Picking fights over that kind of thing seemed to be a big part of the girls' school atmosphere. Speaking of which, I haven't thought about who I would be walking around with. If I had to pick someone to explore the culture festival with, naturally it had to be Risco. I'll invite her later. I just hope Kanomi didn't perceive that as a part of the clutches of evil. That night, I asked her to meet me in the rec room. Sorry, this is last minute, but it didn't occur to me until today. Would you like to wander around walk around the cultural festival with me? Or do you have plans already? Risco hesitant caused me to quickly add the words. Please don't say no. It was the first time in my life that the potential for refusal had felt so heartbreaking. What was going on? Her face had gone so pale. Well, this afternoon, Konomi mentioned that thing about clutches of evil. So I thought maybe you already had a prior commitment.
そういうのは何も。
See, that's good. Well, would you like to go around with me then? I was so happy I felt like I was walking on air. But she cut off, then looked down at the floor. Her shoulders trembled, her hands balled into fists. What's going on? She was acting so strangely that I was starting to worry. Though I knew it was overly familiar, I put my hands on her shoulders. What's going on? Briscoe didn't answer, but just looked down at my hand. Her face flushed. It would look foolish to pull away now, so I kept my hand on her shoulder, trembling though it was. Briscoe looked up into my face. He seemed to have made a decision.
実は明日用事があるんです。
Ah, business. Oh, the White Relief Society has to help the festival, right?
いえ、そういうことではなくて、個人的な用事です。
Personal, huh? I tilted my head. Well, what about the cultural festival then?
そのですね、遅く出ようかと。
Late?
つまり最初から出るのは無理なんです。ただ途中からなら参加できるはずなので、それで。
Oh, I get it. Then why don't we walk around for the later half?
私でよければ喜んで。
The definite yes caused a pleasant warmth to fill my body. I took my hand off her shoulder. It was only then that I realized how soft it had felt. We picked the time and then we went our separate ways. And then Risco realized something.
どうしよう。
Risco flopped down onto her bed, hugging Lotto Bun tightly. So immediately sat up. It had been a long time since she had done something so childish. It was a strange feeling, happiness mingled with fear. Absolutely, she was happy with Messiah had invited her, but she was afraid because she had lied. Her schedule for tomorrow wouldn't let her return until the festival was over. Her schedule for tomorrow. She was to leave the school with her mother and arrive at the station at 10 o'clock. There she would leave her mother, get into her fiance's car with driver with him, and go to the art museum for the Great Masters exhibit. Then after about an hour they would eat some kind of Italian food, although things would be so awkward she probably wouldn't taste it. After lunch they'd go to the concert hall to hear the Tokyo Philharmonic Orchestra. That was more or less anything. The concert ended at 5 o'clock, so she would return afterwards, but she wouldn't arrive until after 6. In other words, after the cultural festival was over. Risco touched her shoulder, the place where Messiah's hand had touched. Messiah's hand was larger, rougher, and warmer than hers. It was that touch that surely prompted her to lie. She wasn't trying to shift the blame. If not for the warmth of that hand, she likely would have just withdrawn further.
とにかく何か手を考えないと。
She hugged the warm little body of cotton and polyester. She had to find a way to ditch him. I hope I don't get copyright for this. Like, come on. It was the day of the cultural festival. My eyes snapped open the minute the alarm rang. I was looking forward to it so much. It had been so long since I'd been to a cultural festival. Plus, I'll get the walk around with Let's Go. I had barely gotten any sleep the night before, but I didn't feel tired at all. By the way, I wonder what Risco's personal business is. I didn't ask, but when I thought about it, it seemed strange. It must be something that took her off school grounds. Risco would never leave school grounds without permission. Something to do with her family then? A legal matter? Well, it doesn't really matter. Risco was supposed to meet me at 3 o'clock. The festival ended at 5, so we'll have plenty of time to walk around. I was really looking forward to it.
限られた人数を相手にお店を開いたって結局しょうがないのよね。
Yeah, probably not. Our class was doing a calf shop. The White Lily Society proposal would have given us a lot more customers from outside the school. But with only teachers, students, and their families coming, the restaurant was nearly deserted.
千客万来と行きたかったところなんですけどね。せっかくギャルさんもいることですし。
Gargon.
ウェイターのこと、
But I'm having fun. It's really exciting.
久しぶりって言っていたものね。
Oh, right. But I was actually thinking about Risco. Oh, 3 o'clock comes soon. I looked at the clock. The cultural festival had only just started. I finished my shift and had some free time. Obviously, I was looking forward to my rendezvous, but it was fun just getting to walk around the cultural festival. Aside from the calf, there were things like fortune tellers and seance spots. It's true that there weren't many people, but they all seemed to be having so much fun. Just watching them got my heart racing.
マサヤ様、ごきげんよう。
Hello, why are you wearing your uniform?
演舞のためです。ちょうど終わったところで、今は休憩中なんですよ。
Performance? Oh, the Naginata Club, you mean?
あと30分くらいしたらまた始まりますので、マサヤ様もぜひ見に来てください。
Right.
さっきはすごかったですよ。大歓声に包まれて。こう、上段に構えてですね。竹をくるんだわらずとをスパッと一刀のもとに。
The blade.
はい、真剣ですから。
Her real sword? Was that safe?
祖母のため、祖母の家からくすね。
Yes, we know. Does that count as a Naginata?
ただですね、なぎなたの真剣というのはなかなかなくて。
Sounded like she really just wanted to use a real sword.
私の勇姿、ぜひお姉様に見ていただきたかったのです。
She's not here today. She has business.
はい。今年に入ってからずっとそうなんですよ。
What do you mean?
月に一度は用事とかで外出するんです。
Wow.
どんな用事かは私も知らないのですが、聞いても教えてくれないので。
Probably for the same reason she you didn't tell me at all. I thought it might be a legal matter, but that wouldn't explain her leaving once a month. Wonder what could it be?
はい。ちょっと気になります。ともあれ、お姉様も気の毒です。せっかくの文化祭なのに。
Well, she says she'll be back by 3.
そうなのですか？
Yeah, that's what she told me.
珍しいですね。毎回戻りは夕方頃になるのですが。
Oh, maybe because of the cultural festival?
かもしれないです。よし、じゃあ帰ってきたらお姉様と一緒に。
Sorry, Risco already made plans.
戦略？誰ですか？もしや。
No, did you forget I was here? Who? No, they're with me actually. Sorry, but I'd like it if you let us be alone together today.
当然、お姉様も了解しているんでしょうし。
Right.
じゃあ、次の演舞は必ず見に来てくださいね。で、私の勇姿、お姉様に教えてあげてください。
Got it. Meanwhile, I feel like fast forwarding. But first, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to take a small break, pretty much, because my sister's going crazy over there. 1, 2, I have to watch a friend video. 3, this is going to be awkward, pretty much. But anyway, I'll see you in the next part.